Hi guys, it's so cold. Look, I have my sleeves up and everything, and I'll be hot later. I'll roll them back. But I mean, uh, it is cold. Be careful if you're out. It's in the it says it's gonna be in the 50s today. I don't know. I think it's still in the 40s right now. It's raining. It was windy last night. So as Jason said earlier, I was making my coffee. My caregiver situation was a little interesting this morning, and so I didn't yet get a coffee, and he hasn't either for that matter. But so I'm just drinking mine now, and I want to talk to you guys about, I guess, how the weather affects me. You see, I don't know if it's always been like this, but I guess since my early 20s, maybe, I've just preferred, well, yeah, I bet you it's always been like this. I've always preferred cold to hot. I told you I was born in New York, and so cold in New York is like, yeah, freezing, right, guys? Who lives in New York? Or up north? You guys know how cold it gets. But the thing is, Jason was born in New York too, but he was adopted and he moved to Michigan for a while. Then he came to Texas when he was 5. So he pretty much only knows the Texas weather. And so in New York and other places up north, you have 4 seasons. Down here, we're going to get a couple days of spring, a couple days of fall, and then a bunch of winter and even more summer. So that's what he's used to, and I'm not saying like he loves the heat, but he's much better than I am. I've spent, let me see, only 8 years in New York, so it's odd to me that I still have this feeling. When we moved by Dallas. And so that's still obviously Texas, and I'm thinking I should be used to the Texas weather by now, but I'm just not. I much prefer winter. Fall is my favorite season, and then winter, and then spring, and then summer. So I can handle way cold weather, but even here it's different. Even if it's cold, it's kind of funny here because it could be like 60 and people have their hoodies and sweaters, and I'm going, 60 is a nice, like, fall day. 60 is not cold. But then you add some days are very windy, and that 60 degrees just cuts you because the wind is so bad, and I can't deal with the wind. But generally speaking, even if it's, say, 30 out, 30 is cold, but I still get by with a light jacket if it's a calm cold. But then there's another factor to this whole mess, and that is my CP. Now, I want to ask you guys if the weather affects you, because you see, when I get cold, my muscles react. They tense up, they stiffen, and it just makes it harder for me to relax myself and be able to do what I'm trying to do, even if it's something I'm always doing, like maneuvering in my chair, or just whatever. Eating sometimes. Shoot, if I'm freezing to death and I'm trying to eat my big old sandwich, I find it harder to pick it up, or maybe hold on to it, or just, without crushing the poor thing. So weather does affect me. So for that, summer is much better because my muscles don't get tight when I'm boiling to death, right? But of course I don't want to be boiling to death, and so I'll often say, you know, how I can't wait for winter or something, or can't wait for it to get cold, you know, and this and that way like that. And a lot of caregivers I have, though, they have arthritis, and so they're like, oh no, I can't deal with the cold. And I completely understand where they're coming from. I as well have arthritis, but more so it's my muscles tightening up when it is cold. But even still, I would prefer the cold over the heat. And so, I don't know how many of you guys are like that. Maybe it doesn't affect you at all. That's awesome. Because I really, it can be a problem. You know, if I'm trying to do something and my muscles just aren't cooperating, and again, I can't relax them, especially my left side. It just in general, and so when the weather is acting up, my left side is stiffer than usual because I could usually calm my right side down, pretty much all the way, you know, pretty much. Like you see, I'm always moving my right hand, I'm doing stuff, you know, I can turn my right hand, in fact, all the way around like this. Now this is pretty relaxed. This is, put my hand, close my hand, you know, there's no tension there. My left hand, you see, yeah, it's all balled up right now. I can open it, but even relaxed, in its most relaxed state, I cannot turn it the way I turn my right hand. And if I open it, you see it's turning back around, and so I generally can't get the same movement out of both hands, and so when I'm frozen, it's worse. My legs too. I think when my CP was initially caused, of course, then it affected, what is it, opposite? It affected the right side of my brain more so than my left, and so that's why the left side of my body is stiffer than my right side. But that's just one of the things. Like I said, it's not usually a big deal. I don't take medication for it. I know some people. In fact, a doctor recommended one time that I take baclofen, and he was saying how, really, he was trying to say how it would help me like walk and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to be a downer here, please don't, you know, but doc, I'm not going to get up and walk. You know, this is this is what I have, and I mean, with practice, I might could do it again, because really I did when I was younger with a walker, only with a walker. I didn't have enough balance to use crutches. So when I was like, what, 7, 8, 9, I used a walker. I really don't know if I could do that now. A, I'm taller, I weigh more. B, I have not done it in what, 32 years. So now at this time, I was recommended the baclofen. He was telling, I was 21, I think, but even still, that was a lot of years after I had been doing it, and so I really opted not to take the medication. But generally, I find that I don't really need it too much, so I just go with the flow, and it's usually okay. So yeah, Jason's right. I do have other posts. I couldn't think of them right now. But then we were talking about the coffee and how cold I was, because he's not as cold as I am right now. And I'm like, hey, I should do a post about that. So there you go. Even even people without disabilities, do you guys notice, or is that a thing? Like I don't know, because I've always just had this, and it's always been a thing for me. Like it's annoying, oh, cold weather coming, try to relax more, So is it a thing for you? And then also, you guys with CP or other disabilities that would affect your muscles, is it a thing for you? So let me know. We're enjoying the heater. I don't have it set like hot, just because I want to sweat to death if I do. But we're going to get our hot dogs in a minute. I think Jason said 2:30. It's about 2:08 right now. So, but I feel better. I had my coffee. My hands are still frozen. Oh yeah. Yep. But anyway, that's okay. Love you guys, and be careful, and we will talk to you later.